All right, y'all, welcome to Saturday service. For those that are new, my name is Nikki, and if you're wondering like what this is about, who we are, I'm an intuitive healer. And essentially what that means is, it's like a trained psychic, essentially is all that means. I read energy for a living. And when we develop our intuition, it's really interesting because we're able to look at our life from a bird's eye view and identify the roadblocks that are up ahead and change the things that we don't like in our life. Hi, friends. We literally just started 2 seconds ago, so you're right on time. Yes. All right. So Saturday service, it's our opportunity to align with the equanimity, the peace, the joy of who we really are within. I find that life can be a tad bit challenging. It's got its obstacles, it has its adversity, and I found this process of being able to understand the language of light, essentially what that is. It allows us to extract information from places what's known as the true self, or the higher self. There's this version of you before the world got its paws on you. And so Saturday service is our opportunity to realize that self, activate that self, and live a life in accordance with that self. Now, today I want to talk about something really beneficial. But before we get into that, one of the reasons why we created Saturday service was for the community aspect, meeting incredible souls like each and every one of you. So if you are new to Saturday service, feel free to raise your hand. Okay. So we are going to start on this end, okay? And then we're going to go around. And basically all you're going to do is you're going to share your name. You're going to share one fun fact about you and something that you're looking for in regards to breakthrough, maybe looking for in regards to, learning in regards to spirituality and things of that nature. Make sense?
Yeah.
You going to start us off, Milo?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Love it. Thank you for being here. All the way from Pennsylvania. Shout out. Well, wonderful. Thank you guys for sharing that. Again, one of the most, I guess one of my favorite parts about Saturday service is the community aspect, right? The world is progressing each and every day, and it's kind of going down this one path of social media, artificial intelligence, and I think people are craving now more than anything is that in-person connection with like-minded people. And so thank you guys for being here. Thank you for sharing. So today I want to focus on a really fascinating topic. It's a topic that I don't see most of the world, especially in regards to spirituality or whatever it may be, talk about. I think it's a piece that most of the world is missing. And it is the idea that we can guarantee our success. Now, the word success sounds a little bit superficial. I want you guys to popcorn out what success means to you. Because I really want you guys to tether today's topic to what we're popcorning out. So go ahead and popcorn what success means. Hell yeah. That's right. What else? Freedom. What else? Fulfillment. Yes, true soul fulfillment. So when you hear that word success, I want you to think about the guarantee. Is it actually guaranteed? Is it true that maybe we live in some sort of simulation? That like a video game, right? We've used this analogy before, and now I've been abusing it ever since Elle told me she liked it so much. Which is like, in a video game, it's already written into the software that the main character wins the whole game. Think about that. It's the job of the person playing the video game to play the video game and experience that win. Well, what if it was already written into what's known as the quantum realm, okay? That your win has already happened. It is just your job to experience it and figure out the math behind how to guarantee that success. And as an intuitive, scanning souls from all around the world and things of that nature, I began to look at some of the reasons why certain people don't live out their success, live out what could be known as a destiny to the highest degree. And one of the things that comes up is that the information isn't really fully out there. And I want to talk about that today. I think a lot of us, as we progress on the spiritual path, we get excited, we want to attract our dreams and goals and things of that nature, but we downplay what could be known as the fundamentals. We sort of downplay the benefits in the groundwork and things of that nature. And the key is this. I'm going to start off with just sharing the key, okay? Like a video game, if you decide to move forward with a high level of resilience, an unwavering resilience, and just do that, if you just have resilience, what are some of the obstacles that can come from that? You're going to save Joel, whoever wants to answer. Go ahead.
You might just keep doing the same thing over and over, even though it doesn't work.
You nailed it. So where am I going with this? What is one of the ways, if we're just scratching the surface to begin this process and guaranteeing success in our life? If we decide unwavering resilience, there's a lot of positive benefits to that. But if we were to couple that with another something else, what do we want to couple with that resilience and the keeping going and the forward movement? I'll give you guys a story. I was painting my family's house around COVID, painting the whole house. And it was going pretty well, and then I had some techniques, and I was finding a little bit of struggle in regard to like feeling energized in regards to painting the house, right? Painting all, like every single bedroom. I painted their deck, painted the garage, painted every door, which is the biggest pain in the butt for some reason. And I remember by like, I don't know, it was 1 week, I decided to paint 2 rooms at once. And it was my cousin who was staying with my parents, her room, and then the laundry room. And by the time I got to the laundry room, I didn't change the way that I went about painting, taking care of my energy and things of that nature. If you go into that laundry room now, you'll see some angry strokes. I got to this place, I didn't prepare in the way that I would have liked to. I was going about it in the same way, not changing the way that I go about it. Therefore, it led me to being like super frustrated, completely burnt out. But then I remember after that, I was so frustrated, I had more things that I wanted to paint. I began to pull back and I began to use this word. I'm going to give away the answer to this equation. I began to adapt. I began to find ways to increase my energy levels. I began to find ways to like map out when I'm going to do the tape, when I'm going to purchase all the paint stuff, when I'm going to actually lay the first coat and all these other things. And then I painted this huge hallway that's in their house. They don't live in like a massive house, but when I was painting, it felt like it. And all of a sudden, everything changed. I decided to add a little bit of music. I decided to add all these things. Now, that's a smaller story in regards to our life. I was more effective. My time was a lot better. I was able to get my work. I think I just kind of started my business at this time, but things began to change. So I had the resilience. I was able to keep going, paint their house, paint their deck, paint the outside of the windows. But what is the one thing that I added through that resilience?
Play.
What's that? Play, that's good, but what specifically did I pull back even more? Starts with an A, adapting. Yes, I was adapting and I was changing the way that I was doing things. There have been so many different experiences in my life, especially in regards to first creating Source Clarity, which is our company with Saturday Service. And I would have this resilience, and I started to like develop this little chip on my shoulder. I'm like, I have this resilience, I have this ability to keep going. Nobody's gonna stop me. This life, okay, it is way similar to a math equation. If I'm playing a video game and I'm attempting to overcome level 3, okay, the same way over and over and over and over and over again, are things gonna begin to change? What do you guys think? Probably not. And this is an underutilized technique that I see more than anything in people's lives. Yes, it's exciting to learn, the esoteric information that spirituality has to offer and the advanced information that spirituality has to offer. But when I'm intuitively reading people and I look at the thing that's causing the biggest blocks in their lives, this is sort of generalizing. It is this ability to develop a mastery over this technique of resilience, the ability to keep going, okay? That is a necessity. If I decided I was gonna give up painting my parents' entire house, it wouldn't have gotten painted. But also this ability to do things differently. Try a new way to go about it. And what you guys will begin to discover in your own life is you're kind of becoming your own little scientist, right? Your life is a little bit like this experiment, and your own little scientist. If something doesn't work right away, where does the mind tend to go? Right? Let's say you're in the dating world, okay? You go on a date, you get rejected. Nikki's never gotten rejected. It's a lie. You know my rejection stories, right? Okay. Some of y'all here, I've shared them. So you go about something one way, right? You go out into the dating world, things aren't going the way you'd like. And you go, you know what? I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna have this resilience. I'm not gonna take it so personal. Then you get rejected again. Then you get ghosted, whatever it may be. And then maybe you attract someone that you don't really want to be with, and so you ghost them. Right? Where does the mind tend to go eventually? You.
I'm shit.
Yes, 100%. The mind goes to this place of like, I'm a piece of shit. Like, I'm no good. And this is what begins to create even more obstacles in our life. Now, I want to quiz you guys a little bit. We talked about this last week. I'm coming for you. Talked about this last week. You're like, shit, I shouldn't have been here last week. What is what we call the law of reflections? What is that? You can answer, anyone else can.
Yeah, what's showing up out externally is what's happening internally.
Nailed it. So the things that we're attracting in our life, whether it's the obstacles, whether it's the adversity, whether it's the good things, the beautiful things, it's all a reflection of what's going on internally. right? How many of us are not putting ourselves first frequently, whether it's in discussions, right? You're in a conversation, that people pleaser arises within the mind, and all of a sudden, you're prioritizing what they want to talk about, which is a good thing, over what you want to talk about, and all of a sudden you're drained. And then you're at that party, you're the person that's like, they're talking, you're kind of looking around, and like, you know you don't want to be that person, but you're just drained, you don't know what to do about it, right? Or how often are we not putting our, let's say our purpose, we're not prioritizing our business, and then someone else reflects back to us that same level of trigger. Well, understanding the law of reflections is really beneficial for this, understanding that life is a mirror. If I held a full-length mirror in front of you, Ashna, and I asked the mirror to wave, what would you have to do? Yes. Nailed it.
Ask the mirror to.
Yeah. Have the reflection wave. If I asked the reflection to, if Ashna's standing in front of a mirror and we needed her reflection to jump, what would she have to do?
Jump.
Smarty pants. We have a smart group. Okay. Now let's say I took the mirror away and I said the rules are just going to change a little bit. Okay? But it's going to act like the mirror. Let's say there's a person standing in front of you and I asked you to have that person prioritize you and put you first. What would you have to do? You're like, oh shit.
I would have to put myself first.
Nailed it. Yes. And this is life right here. This is developing a mastery over our life, developing a mastery over living out our destiny. This is the secret that most of the world doesn't talk about, is the mastery over putting yourself first. I can only give you the amount of love that I give myself. There's a lemon tree, I can only give you the amount of lemons that I pick for myself. And so with this, it's really beneficial, I found in my life, because all of a sudden we go into the dating world, maybe it's not going the way that you would like, and that's just one example. It's not going the way that you would like, but if we can start to go, you know what? This is more mathematical. I don't have to take this stuff so personal. My mind wants to beat me up, right? My mind goes to this place of I'm shit, right? But I can actually go, okay, where am I not putting myself first? Where am I not excited about my life? And so on the outside, it's kind of a little bit simple, put myself first, right? But we have 8 different areas of our life, okay? This is where we develop mastery over our life. So we're gonna popcorn those 8 areas of life. I'll start, one of them is social. What's another area? Family. Financial. Kiki, you know this shit.
Romance. Well, I guess that's
Wrong. I'm telling Allie ASAP.
okay.
Family.
Health.
So that'd be physical.
Oh.
Yeah, that's good. Physical. We got 3 more. Say one. Close. That'd be more so in physical. So yeah, that could be spiritual, mental. Passion, hobby. Do we say vocation though?
No.
So why do I have 8?
Discount.
Okay, so yeah. Passion, hobby, and vocation, meaning your purpose, okay? So it's really interesting when you immerse yourself and embark on something like, we're using dating as the example, but there's so many other examples that we'll go over, and you get rejected. The idea is to begin to identify this feeling and to go, why am I feeling this way? Where am I treating myself the exact same way in a completely different area of my life, okay? So maybe someone isn't excited about you like you would like them to be. The idea is to ask yourself this question, where am I not feeling excited about my own life, right? I'm like hesitant to share my dating story that I share literally every time. We do have a lot of new people. Whatever, I'll share it. Have you heard it? Okay. Yeah. Anyway, I feel like I share it every time, whatever. God, I gotta find new stories here. So I go on, I'm really resistant to so I spent a lot of years traveling. I grew my beard out really long. I had this long hair. It was like really kind of a gross beard, to be honest. It wasn't like the sexiest beard in the world. I had this long hair, this man bun, and I actually bought a Jeep and traveled in my Jeep for like 6 months throughout the US. Did that thing, the van life thing in my Jeep. I say that to say I was pretty isolated, and I ended up like eventually having this intuitive pull that it was time for me to, and I'm making this story shorter, but I heard it was time for me to get out into the dating world. And I'm like, I don't want to. Please, guides, angels, I don't want to, right? I'm building a business, I'm focused, all these things. Higher self, which is the true part of who we really are, okay? My guides, source, they're like, if you want to break through in regards to business and all these other things, get your butt on Hinge. Now, where does the mind tend to go when we have to step into something that's uncomfortable? right? We maybe think we're better than a dating app. I don't need to do this, X, Y, and Z, whatever it may be. And so I get on the dating app known as Hinge, and I'm like, I gotta find new stories. Anyways, but we got new people here, so y'all, have you heard this story, Keeks? Okay, cool. Have you heard this? Do you know where I'm going with this? All right, cool, we're good then. So I get on the dating app known as Hinge, and there's like nothing happening, right? I go out to San Diego, my brother's on Hinge, not to expose him. My brother's like 6'4", he's like, you know, sales, he's got the good profile, all these things. And his is like, he's got like the 100, I'm like, I'm a fucking idiot. Like, I don't think mine's getting 3, 4, right? I'm like, mine's looking like, and so I had this ability to not adapt at that time, the resilience to keep going. But what happened when I only stayed with resilience? Resilience is a huge part of this equation, but what do you think happened when I was only resilient? Do you think I got more matches? We're learning a lot today in Saturday service. Absolutely not. I did not get more matches. Kiki, remember you helped me with my profile one time? It was years ago. Oh yeah, it was years ago. So then I start to go, it's time to adapt. So the first thing that I did was I started to just change my profile a little bit. And I realized that actually helped, right? Because I didn't really know what I'm doing here. I hadn't really been on the dating world. I got some matches and stuff like that, and then I'm getting some matches, but it's still not like popping off. And then I start to go, okay, how can I adapt even more? So I start to go, wow, one thing that I'm underutilizing in this moment is sort of like the basic laws of the universe, that we attract what we're a vibrational match for. So there's something known as the law of focus. Whatever we focus on, we create more of. So what was I focused on in that moment? Nikki doesn't have enough matches. AKA, Nikki is an ugly idiot, right? That was my thought. Thanks, Jonathan. So, Nikki's an ugly idiot, right, was my law of focus. Then I went, you know what? I'm gonna immerse myself into the quantum realm. I'm gonna be delusional. I'm gonna literally feel like my Hinge profile is actually popping off. It wasn't even within, I wanna say 48 hours, but I'll be generous and say 2 weeks. The profile actually starts to gain traction. I'm like, oh my God, the law of focus, law of attract, things that it actually works. I changed my profile, I changed my attitude, I changed my feeling. Then I'm sort of interacting with people on there and I'm like cringed out, but then I'm learning resilience coupled with adaptability. It is the thing that will guarantee success. If I can just be my own little scientist, figure out how to not take it personal and figure out what I can do differently. So then it comes to like one of my first dates. And I go on one of these first dates, and I thought it went pretty well. I was out in Dallas at this time, and she's actually from Austin, and I thought it went pretty well, but I was a little bit nervous and all these. I'm like, yeah, this is my first time on a Hinge date and all these other things, and I was probably acting a little bit too excited and all these other things. It led to Nikki getting ghosted. Wah, wah, wah. And now I'm feeling like back to an idiot, back to whatever it may be. But I realized that life is a math equation, that she simply could only reflect to me where I was rejecting myself. And this is what most of the world does not talk about, at least I have yet to see it, is that I realized there was an area of my life that I was rejecting. I was not excited about, okay, that it led to this first date getting ghosted. Now, there's a part of that ego that's like, that wasn't gonna happen to me, whatever, it happened to me, okay? So I look in intuitively and I go, why did that happen? After I was like really bummed about it. I looked in intuitively and I saw that it had to do with a completely different area of my life. And we're gonna do some reads today, and this is how intuition works. I'll break it down a little bit more, but typically the obstacles that we experience in one area of life, they are created by a completely different area of life. Okay, I'll break down what that means in a little bit, but I looked at intuitive and I saw it was my career at that time, which on the outside, I was like, that doesn't make sense, because I had my career, doing sessions, things were going really well, but I dove in a little bit deeper, and I saw, there was an emotional rejection that I was having towards career because things began to feel really challenging. So I began to ask higher self, which is the true part of who you are. And when we use the word source here, think of that as a filler word for wherever you believe we come from, okay? That higher power. So source, I connect with source, higher self, and I get all the information that I need to do to change my relationship with my career. I do it. Career things start to go really well. I'm starting to develop an emotional love connection with my career in ways that I didn't even realize, because the conscious mind's job is to protect you. It's not going to show you where your real blocks reside. This is why intuition is a necessity for us. So I make those shifts, get back on Hinge, and the literal profile pops the F off. End up going on dates and really like awesome people, kind people, didn't get ghosted, all these things. Like, you know, there's a dynamic when you're between you and a person. You either feel like you have some sort of, edge would be the wrong word, but some sort of like grip on the scenario. And then if you're on the other side, you feel like you have no grip on the scenario. I started to feel like, oh my gosh, I was able to adapt and change things. And I was proud of myself because I did take it really personal. Like, I'm actually embarrassed how bummed I was about getting ghosted on that first date. And I want you guys to think about your own lives. Maybe it's not dating. We're using dating as an example today, but I want you to think about in regards to health. Maybe there's some health complications that you're having. And maybe you've had the resilience to keep going. That's great. We want the resilience. We want to keep going, right? But the question is, how can we begin to look at our own lives and go, I'm going to figure out a way not to take this personal. I'm going to start to see this a little bit more as a simulation and realize that it is a math equation. 1 + 1 is always going to equal 2. Now, there is ways to begin guaranteeing your success. This right here is the tip of the iceberg. This information, I really want you guys to understand this. This is tip of the iceberg information. I've yet to see anywhere in the world really dive in on this specifically. You'll hear out there in the world, keep going, keep going, keep going. That is one ingredient that is a necessity, but people get tired. With a show of hands, how many of you have gotten tired? Fuck, I have. I get exhausted, right? And I realize that this is an opportunity for me to learn how to not take things so damn personal. It's not personal. She had to be that teacher, that first date that I went on. She had to ghost me. She could only reflect, like that mirror, what was in my creator field, right? So what do we tend to do if we're using dating as the analogy? What do we tend to do? We tend to go, well, it's the person's fault. It's this, it's that, whatever it may be, or maybe it's me. We take the blame, or whatever it might be. But the question is, what are they reflecting back to me? Maybe I don't feel like they're attracted to me. Where am I not attracted to my own life, right? Where am I not feeling like I'm putting my life first? And they had to just simply reflect that to me. Now, here's what's really beautiful about life. All aspects of life, every challenge, every obstacle, every roadblock, it is a teacher. I want to ask you guys this question. How is it a teacher? So Nikki got ghosted on that first date. Why was that, like, from a bird's eye view, the greatest thing that could have ever happened for me? What do you think?
Growth.
Growth? Yes? Okay, how? Did you have something? Go for it.
Well, it changes like your direction. You kind of went like straight for that.
Yeah.
And it went in the right.
Yeah, so it allows me to go internally. It's teaching me something about the self. Now, whether we know this consciously or not, every single obstacle that we've experienced in our lives, it was bringing us closer to the equanimity, the purity of who you really are. Now, if we're going with this law of the universe, the law of reflections, all of life is reflecting our energy. And obstacles are purifying the relationship with who we really are. If I'm connected with the purity of who I am, what is the energy I'm going to be broadcasting out? It's going to be more in alignment with what?
True self.
Yeah, your true self. Emily's like, fuck, your...
People that are also.
Yeah, you're gonna be emanating a frequency and vibration more in alignment with coherence, more in alignment with purity, more in alignment with love, more in alignment with who you really are. Joelle and I were just talking about how, because Joelle's an entrepreneur as well, and this, you know, when you're an entrepreneur, and you're going after your dreams and goals, you're trying a lot of different things, and there's seasons in life where you're really gonna have your head down and grind. And the conversation that we had on the way over here, Joel was going, you know, I've learned to kind of pull back a little bit. I've learned to like adapt. Wasn't the word he used, but it was like I've learned to adapt a little bit, and I found so many more blessings that have come from putting myself first, kind of identifying where I can pull back, what I can prioritize. And what you guys would begin to realize is that it is possible to attract what we call your source-aligned dreams and goals, okay? I don't want to put this lightly. Source, and again, that's a filler word for wherever you believe we come from, instilled a mission and a purpose within each and every one of you. The only reason why we feel or experience obstacles, those obstacles are designed to align us closer with the purity of who we are. The purity of who we are aligns us with our destiny. It is the life that is the most fulfilling. It is the life that is most abundant. Now, the human experience is incredibly distracting. The way that it is currently structured, I would say our society, things of that nature, super distracting, right? And that is where empowerment comes from. There are all these ways to distract ourselves from our true nature, from our intuitive self, meaning through social media, whether it be through Could be hanging out with people that you know aren't right for you, but you're hanging out with them anyway because you're just using them as a distraction. There are so many, hey, what's up? There's so many ways they're gonna pull you, because to live a life in accordance with your destiny, which is the most fulfilling, joy-filled life that has to offer. On the front end, is it like rainbows and sunshine? Tansy, what do you think? Tansy's like, yes. If you guys want some perspective on what it's like, Tansy will break it down for you, right? It's like, this is the way that I preface it. You're raw dogging life a little bit, okay? Like you are, thank you. You're raw dogging life a little bit, right? Now, raw dog in one way can seem kind of fun. This way it's not. Anyway, so raw dog in life, you know, you are having to face your internal suppressed wounds, your unresolved emotional imbalances, all these things. But when you realize them, and you realize that you are destined for success, it might happen in this lifetime. If we don't capitalize on the momentum now and take advantage of it, that's why there are other lives that exist. Okay, that is the source reason why other lives exist. If a soul doesn't live out their destiny to the highest degree, it will come back with more life challenges, more obstacles. We have the opportunity to capitalize on it, and that's what Saturday service is all about. It is our opportunity to capitalize on the purpose instilled within us. When we realize that, you know, when we realize like laws of the universe, like the law of reflections, law of focus, or we begin to understand things like the law of adaptability and the ability to keep going. Again, this stuff is just scratching the surface, but you'll begin to realize that all areas of life begin to change. Things like finances will begin to put you first, right? How many of you have experienced where you're experiencing a good amount of money and then all of a sudden it goes away? A good amount of money and all of a sudden it goes away, right? Well, money is a consciousness. Everything is a consciousness. This tree is a consciousness. This blanket is a consciousness. Money is a consciousness, okay? And, you know, they may not share this too much in the spiritual world, I don't know, but money is a high frequency, believe it or not. Why? It's highly reflective. It represents a feeling of what? Value, the feeling of safety, the feeling of freedom, security. So it's gonna reflect your own imbalances where you don't feel free, safe, secure. So when I do intuitive readings, which we're gonna do, okay, you newbies will have an opportunity to go first if you want it, okay? I'm gonna do a read on y'all. The way that this works though, when I'm doing a read on somebody and they're looking for breakthrough in one area of life, let's say it's social or their career, again, typically the block, 90 to 95% of our daily actions are dictated by the subconscious mind. The block is happening in a completely different area of life. Like, you know, working with people that have a lot of money in their bank account, and I'm looking intuitively at some other block and I'm like, the block's coming from money. And they're like, how did you know that, right? Because it doesn't have to do with the money that's in your account, it has to do with the relationship with money. But let's use money as an example. If someone's having money problems, the problem has to do with their feeling of value, safety, security, freedom. So I'm looking at what area of life they don't feel free, safe, secure, valuable. That's where the big breakthrough comes. That's where like typically anywhere from 65 to 88% of a block can come from is a completely different area of life. So what I have found is like things that even with the physical body, I remember when I was in middle school, I had a lot of acne on my face, and I had a friend whose sense of humor was to be a dickhead. So his nickname for me was Acne. It's great. Acne! Screaming down the halls. I'm like, great. But I remember I made a bet with someone that I could get rid of my acne by the end of the year. And I had tried all year. It was like the same way to get rid of my acne. I don't think anything happened. I might have done one of those things they advertised on TV. Nothing happened. And I began to research all these ways to get rid of acne. And by the end of the year, my acne was gone. And it was really interesting because I just tried new ways of doing things. So I want you guys to think about that thing that you identified as success. Or now I want you guys to get specific, okay? I want you guys to get specific here, and I want you to think about the thing you like to attract and where you haven't been adapting. Now remember, this is tip of the iceberg, okay? We have all the ways to begin the process of accelerating your success and quantum leaping. That's more so what sessions are for. But for now, I want you guys to identify all the moments where you feel like you haven't been adapting, okay? Now I'm gonna give you a secret. We're gonna get into groups here in a second. As a psychic and an intuitive, one of the things that I have the ability to do is communicate with loved ones who have crossed over. Another thing I have the ability to do is connect with people's guides and guardian angels. And I shared this on social media. I'm gonna share it with all of you guys here. It's really interesting. One of the things that I have seen that when I connect with guides and I ask, like, what is something that would create more breakthrough than anything, what I hear more than anything from guides is that they say that that people don't call on them for help enough. That's simply what it is. And I'm communicating with guides. I'm like, is there a special technique to call on help, on assistance? They're like, no. You can do this while you're kicking, while you're screaming, while you're crying, whatever it may be. You could do this in all kinds of ways. We have these guides and these support systems. So this is one of the ways that we can begin to adapt. Maybe I'm gonna call on my guides more. Maybe I'm gonna call on my angels more. Maybe I'm gonna call on source. Remember, source is a filler word for wherever you believe we come from. I'm gonna just call on assistance and see where it shows up in my life. Now, I want you to think, were you gonna say something?
Like, do your guides ever get like frustrated with you? Or is that not something?
Not really, no, they have a sense of humor.
I was telling him I had like a mini crash out at work the other day.
Great.
I was like, Angels, I need fucking
Yes.
And then literally like an hour later, they like, I was like,
100%. It's fucking great. No, they are in the realm of source. They're looking at your life from a bird's eye view. They have a sense of humor. They will give you that pushback back out of love, out of kindness, out of joy. My dad is hilarious. He's like, it was coming, Nick, my guides need to come here so I can fight them. He's like, I want to fight them. I'm like, Dad, just call them for help. That's all you got to do. So no, they are not, they completely understand why you're experiencing the emotions you're having. They don't take it personal. They're in the non-physical. So that's a great question. So here's what's interesting. If we all think of the color yellow, okay, do you guys see a lot of yellow now? Where's our yellow? The hat, shirt, flowers. Okay. So this is why I asked the question. I'm like, well, are you supporting us? They're like, yeah, we're supporting us. I'm like, well, why do we have to call on you for support? They go, because you're not going to realize where the support is and it's not going to be utilized. You're not, so it increases the significance of that support. So when you call on your guides and angels, you'll now go, oh, that must be my help. And you're increasing the significance of your help. So what we're going to do, we're going to get into groups, okay? When you guys are on your own, I couldn't encourage you enough on your own to call on your guides and angels for help, okay? But what we're gonna do right now, we're gonna get into groups and you're gonna share with your partner where you would like help, okay? It might be a little bit freaky. You're gonna essentially, like a prayer, call on their guides, and to the best of your ability, say, guides, angel, source is what I would do. Guides, angel, source, please bring in the highest level support in regards to this, and then elaborate on it to the best of your ability, okay? It's gonna seem a little bit difficult, sounds a little bit short, but I want you guys to start with this, okay? So you're all gonna identify that thing, share the thing that you would like. Let's go like this. You're gonna share the thing where you'd like breakthrough. And then I want you to first, so if it's Emily and I going, she shares like, oh, I'd like a breakthrough in regards to career. I'm gonna start off going, why? She's gonna elaborate a little bit. Okay, cool. I'm gonna ask maybe why a couple other times. Then I'm gonna call on her guides, angels, source for support. Anyone have questions with this? Sound difficult? How are y'all doing? Sound doable?
So I'm calling on my partners.
You're calling your partners, yes. So if it's you and Tansy going, you would call on Tansy's guides, angels. Please bring her. Now, when you're on your own life, I want you to do this with yourself. Okay, but for right now, as we get into group work, I want you to practice. Okay? Meet with your partner, go. All right. I want to hear, we're going to get into intuitive reads, we're going to get into group work one more time, we're going to sing some songs, okay? I want to hear how it went for you, and I want to hear also how it went in regards to maybe something nice you could share about your partner, like something that you would like to share. So who would like to share how it went for them and how it went for their partner? Yes.
I think for me, it went really well. I think we both felt like when we channeled our guides, like we had a good download come through to us, which I thought
So
was
good.
really interesting, but not surprising.
Yeah, right?
But I realized when she was speaking, like I like really resonated with what she was going through as
Yeah.
well, or like saying, I should say, but like also like having her own different experiences, and I think what she's about to step into was really exciting.
That's-
And, like, her download was really interesting as well. So
That's so awesome. Thank you, Emily, for sharing that with us. Yeah, beautiful. Anyone else want to share? Ashna.
I think it was really nice to kind of like speak to what was going on inside of us, and then I almost
Yeah.
for each other.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, like a prayer, like going in, like when Jade was saying it, for me, like really hearing what's been like weighing really heavily on me, and then saying a prayer for me to help me move through that. I think it was a very
So good. Yeah, there is actually ways to begin to increase the probability of prayer happening. So there actually are ways, and really if I were to simplify it, the more people pray about something, it does actually increase the probability that the prayer will come to fruition and things of that nature. So it's why I also wanted you guys to realize that you have guides in the non-physical. You also have a support here. You also have support with your friends, your family. I know you're just getting to know each other, but on a soul level, you kind of know each other. Like you guys were just talking about, you kind of lock in right away. And I'm sure a lot of you guys experience that. There's sort of this lock-in that happens. So we have the support in the non-physical world. We also have support here. And sometimes it's nice to just like, hey, I'm looking for a little bit of extra guidance. I'm looking for that prayer that is sent out to the furthest reaches of the ethers. I'm ready for it to be a little bit amplified. Did someone raise their hand over here? Did you? Did I make that up in my head? Okay, go for it. All right.
Yes, it was really nice to hear, I guess, someone else saying the prayer, like from their perspective.
Right.
Maybe phrasing it a different way, like the support that we need, that we wouldn't be, like that's the type of support I needed. And also, yeah, the self-awareness, like to speak it out loud and kind of get to that place.
So beautiful. It is so nice. One, I feel like in my experience, saying things out loud sometimes and just having like someone that's sitting there, like something about that is so impactful. And then like you said, just having it like the prayer being sent to you and hearing, it's really beautiful. So if you're new, raise your hand. Okay, now keep your hand up if you are, if you're okay to have an intuitive reading on you. Keep it up. If you want, if you don't, okay. Let's start, we're gonna do everyone that's new here, okay? Start with you. Okay, now the way that we go about this is I'm looking at the emotional root cause creating the block. Okay, so it's gonna be in a completely different area of life. Who is a little bit confused on that? And it's okay, it might be a little confusing. So like last week we did the body, right? If someone's having knee problems, the knees, they actually represent flexibility. So it means that in an area of your life you're feeling inflexible. The right side has to do with masculinity and taking action. The left side is femininity and receiving. So it's one of the ways. So you guys can share anything. You can literally go like this. You can go, I had a headache yesterday. Or you could share something really big. You could share anything that you would like a breakthrough in. Any block that you share, it's gonna align you more with what you're asking for, so that's the good news. Or you can go, I just like to know where my block is. I don't wanna share. And that's totally on the table for you guys, okay? So go for it.
Cool. So with the body?
It could be, yeah, body, go for it.
Yeah, I kind of, because I have like mild scoliosis, but it affects me a little bit because I carry a lot of like heavy weight on my shoulders and my traps, and my upper back just feels heavy.
Yeah.
A lot.
All right, so for you, this is happening in regards to how you feel. I guess it's gonna be a little bit of guilt, but feeling like the weight of the world is on your shoulders in regards to family dynamics. So this.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
Nailed it. So that's sort of like, yeah, the weight of the world on your shoulders. It's like there's physical action I'm seeing that is being taken in your life in regards to like liberating yourself from that feeling, but there's still that emotional feeling like, oh, I need to be there emotionally or something like that. Make sense?
Yeah.
So for you, and this is for all you guys, everyone's read, by the way, is also for everybody. So for you, it's for right now, okay, I've drilled this into Emily said, but for right now, which is like lay the groundwork and go, sorry. Right now, identify all the moments where you feel like those moments are coming up, that resistance, that doubt, that fear, that's creating that sort of, unideal emotional experience, and see what you can come up with in regards to shifts. That's where empowerment begins. It's starting to see what you can come up with, okay? We have ways to speed up this process, quantum leap and all that, but I would say start with that. 2 thumbs up? Sick. You want your read? She just got called out. Yeah, 100%. Keeks, I got you. You want to tell me something or you want me to just look in?
Just look in.
Do you want me to look in your block? Yours has to do, now I want to be abundantly clear. Someone can have a lot of money in their account, okay? And their block can be in regards to money. That's not yours. Yours is going to be more so, yours is going to be self-image, relation into how you,
What is it? Sorry.
So yours is going to be, where you're feeling blocked right now is in regards to self-image. Do I need to elaborate or?
No.
Okay. Oh yeah, so in regards to how you feel about this avatar of a physical body, how your relation in regards to like seeing your do you want me to keep going and call you out? Okay, cool. I was cool. So how you're seeing yourself how you're seeing yourself, your physical self, in contrast to the way Source sees you, you're at a 2%. So think about it. Source sees her physically in one way. She's seeing 2% of what Source sees for her. Now, most of us are really low. So I'm calling her out. I'm also calling all you guys out with that. That is, most of these numbers are really low, okay? You want to go?
Sure.
Yeah? Okay, do you want to share something or do you want me to just look in?
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious to share and see what comes out.
All right, cool, go for it.
So I know my block is definitely romantic.
Okay.
And definitely repeats the same patterns over and over again. Like breaking.
Okay, you ready? So right now you feel capped in regards to spirituality. So, no, not trapped, capped. Capped in regards to the spiritual area of your life. So right now there is there are just untapped spiritual possibilities, like gifts that you have that have yet to be fully realized, turned on, and activated. Now, again, the conscious mind, I really want you guys to understand this, it's designed to protect us at all cost. So sometimes it's not always going to register, it's not always going to resonate because it has been keeping us from realizing what the true block is. Okay, and I've shared this with some other people before, but there's one time I thought I was like 82% with a certain area of my life, and I was really 2%. So I was right with Kiki. I was like, what? That makes no sense. So right now, the block's going to be in relation to how, it's more so, if I want to get more specific, it's sort of like there's a feeling of a lack of confidence in regards to if there's spiritual insight that could actually support you and change your life. Like you're like, I don't know if it's out there. I feel capped spiritually. Cool? You're like, well, so. All right. It's all good. Go ahead.
I would say I struggle with distractions. Not like focusing on things I need to do.
All right. So yours is also yours is going to be spiritual as well, but it goes to mental. So again, this is going to sound like it's directly reflecting exactly what you just shared, but more so like dying. So like one branch of spirituality is like meditation, right? What meditation allows us to do is dial in that high level of focus. It allows us to, increase our mental acuity and things of that nature. So for you, this is more so in regards to, it's kind of like when we were kids, we would sort of like allow our minds to drift and we'd think of all these magical and amazing things and dream about our life. And there's a little bit of a lack of connection with that right now. So like spirituality in regards to like where it resides, it's not so much movement, it's more so your relation to it in your mind, really. Like sort of, does that make sense? You're like, no.
So just like you say, like meditation, letting your mind.
Meditation is going to be a great way to begin that process to unlocking that block, yes. It's really, if I were to simplify it, lack of mental clarity. Again, I know that sounds exactly what you said your block is, which is distraction and stuff, but there's just a lack of like mental clarity, knowing that to create mental clarity is to connect with the spiritual. That crown chakra, that is our connection with the spiritual, and it creates a ton of mental clarity. So that's going to be yours. Sick.
Yeah. So again, I feel like I serve a very specific small niche of energy healers right now, and I feel like I've maxed it out
Okay.
as far as I can, and I'm wanting to transition. It's probably not the right word, but I have this aim to transition into a new freelancing niche.
Okay.
And it's kind of not really happening. Like I don't know if that's the exact right one or whatever. Like a lot of second guessing. Just there must be some kind of fear there on Kayla.
Yeah.
Or else it would have happened.
Yeah, yours is actually also going to be physical. It's more so in regards to the physical actions you're taking in like trusting the things that you're putting in your body, the physical workouts that maybe you're engaging with. More so like again, it's optimizing your physical health in like with taking action. So hers is more about how she's seeing and viewing her physical body. Yours is more so in regards to how you feel about the actions that you're taking in regards to health, wellness, exercise, things of that nature, actually feeling like it's serving you. There's a little bit of like, I don't know if these actions I'm taking in regards to my physical body are actually bringing me my health. Actually, there's a little bit of like, I used to have like anything I would eat, I would just think it's not healthy, even if it was. A little bit of that going on. So that would be yours.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
All right, so, could you say so-so?
It's kind of so-so. Like,
Yeah.
Like it basically sounds like trusting it sounds like there's like some kind of trust that the actions are the right thing to do, and will.
It's starting, yeah, start to see what you can come up with right now. So again, in regards to the physical actions you're taking, in regards to increasing your health, right? Really specific with that. Yes, it's starting to see what you can come up with and say, okay, this random intuitive and psychic said I'm having blocks in regards to taking actions physically and things of that nature. Start to see what you can come up with. It's going to allow you to feel like your physical body is inherently super healthy, right? And like starting to think about some of the foods and like the things that you can do with the food that you're eating and the type of workouts that you're doing and feeling like you're adapting in regards to your workouts and stuff like that.
Okay.
That's going to begin to create more clarity in regards to the question that you had. Yeah, it's trippy how it's usually a completely different area of life. It's creating a block in a whole other area of life. It's sort of like, if I gave you $1 million right now, anybody here, what would happen? Your energy levels would go up. You'd be excited. Do you think it'd positively impact your social life? Do you think it maybe, okay, not long term, but like all these things, you'd realize other areas of your life would begin to shift. This is how the universe operates. So the blocks happen in a completely different area of our life, okay? So for some of you guys that have question marks, something to sit with, think about. Do you want to go? Yeah? Okay. Do you want to share or do you want me to just look at?
I can share a bit.
Okay.
A lot of grief in general, grief around like lack of safety.
Lack of what?
Safety.
Safety, okay. 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 Yours is going to come down to its relationship with, let me see. Give me 2 seconds. Yours is going to be spiritual, knowing that like something like money is like a physical thing that can actually like support us, and it can appear to create that safety, that security, and things of that nature. Again, like our friend over here, there's these untapped spiritual gifts, and there's a little bit of like, can I rely on faith? Can I rely on something bigger than myself? Like there's a little bit of like feeling, look, we all have feminine and masculine parts of the self. It's feeling a little bit overly reliant on the masculine parts of who you are. And so it's like, can I couple? Because when I look at it like relationship to money and things, it's actually might be better than you think. I'm more so looking at the practical end of things, actually feel pretty good, but then it's the over-reliance on the practical, right? Where a lot of the world will go meditate and manifest. Well, that might leave you in a cave manifesting and nothing happens. And then there's another school of thought of like, just go, go, go. One of the ways to begin guaranteeing y'all success is to bring the energetic with the physical action with the practical. So for you, it's about, okay, how can I begin to strengthen my connection with faith, whatever that means for you, right? Again, source is a very intentional word we use here. It's a filler word, wherever you believe we come from. This Saturday service is not a space to change your beliefs. It's more a remembering of who you are. Does that make sense? Perfect. I'm glad you asked. All right, we are gonna get into groups one more time, and then we're gonna get into song, and we are going to conclude today's Saturday service. And the groups are gonna be this. We call them gratitude groups, all right? I find one of the most amazing ways to actually elicit the feeling of gratitude is to understand why we feel grateful for something, right? It's easy to go, I'm grateful for my friends, but like you feel the gratitude, like you're probably feeling high levels of gratitude for her. You're with her, you're seeing all the reasons you're grateful, right? So a lot of the times, has anyone ever experienced this feeling where you attempt to feel grateful, but you don't feel it, and you're kind of frustrated? So all you're gonna do is you're just gonna open up that can of worms to your partner, right? So if you and I were partners and you were to share, like you would go, I'm really grateful for, a family member. All I would do, I want everyone to start this way, why? And then you would elaborate. And then after she shares something, I'm gonna ask another question. And challenge yourself, see what questions come up. It can just be why the whole time, that's fine. See what you can come up with, and then we're gonna do 2 minutes each. You guys can stay where we are. We are gonna get into a 3-minute song, and that's gonna be Saturday service for today, okay? So we're gonna switch groups here. Alrighty, y'all, so let's come together. Well, let's go like, yeah, we're good, yeah. So we are gonna get into song. We're gonna do a little song here. I used to bring my guitar. I no longer have the guitar, so we're gonna do snaps instead. Now, we've been singing the same song like every week. I have been writing new songs, and every time I ask if I should bring them here, I keep getting no. So we're gonna sing the same song that we've been singing. It's a song I wrote called I Find God. before we get into that, I want to thank you guys for being a part of Saturday service. Whether you are new, whether you have been here since the beginning, whatever it may be, like it truly puts a smile on my face to see souls that are just really looking to know themselves on deeper and deeper levels. This is really what this is about. Saturday service is our opportunity to, align with the things that we're asking for in a way that's fulfilling. I found the gap in the spiritual world is like you can manifest things and you're not that happy, whatever it may be. We're going bigger picture here. We're more so, how do we align with the fulfillment, the purity, the clarity that resides within us? How do we align with the truest version of us? And my favorite line ever is, who were you before the world told you who you should be? And that's what Saturday service is. Today, literally just scratching the surface. But if you guys can begin just seeing what comes up in your own life, right? Seeing the shifts that you can begin to make in your own life, that's where empowerment begins. We are going to be back next Saturday, okay, with Saturday service. We also have something known as Creating Clarity webinars. They're completely free. What do you think of the webinars?
I love them.
Hell yeah, yeah. So they're an opportunity to meet other people. It's more so a webinar, but it's opportunity to ask questions. We do Q&As. We dive deeper into topics like this. We also have a podcast for those that are curious. It's called Source Clarity Podcast. We're thinking about creating a Saturday service podcast. Okay, let me break this down. We have a Saturday service podcast, which is the recording of this, but I'm also getting guided to dive deeper into the topics that I talk about in Saturday service. So there'll be this and then another episode in the week that'll be diving deeper into the topic at hand. Does that make sense? So couldn't encourage you guys enough. There's all these free resources for you guys. We have so many amazing things for those that are looking to speed up the process and get to know themselves on deeper and deeper levels. So thank you. We're gonna conclude with a song, and I'll just ask that you snap with me, and I'm gonna sing. Here we go. I find God in the breath I breathe. Early in the morning, I find God listening to birds sing with gratitude and glory. I smile when I create space. I close my eyes and meditate. Ooh, I find God. I find God in the mountains, basking in sun showers, or underneath the trees, or out amongst the flowers, wandering in the green in all of Mother Nature's power. Ooh, I find God. Hallelujah, hey, hallelujah, hey, hallelujah, hey, hallelujah, hey, hallelujah, hey, hallelujah, hey. I find God with my family, oh yeah, by my side. I see heaven when I look into my mama's eyes. My daddy is a winner, so is my aunt, brother, and sister. Ooh, I find God. Hallelujah, hey, hallelujah, hey, hallelujah, hey. Hallelujah, hey, hallelujah, hey, hallelujah, hey. Ooh, I find God. Thank you guys. People are wondering like, what is going on? This is, yeah. Thank you guys. Snapping's kind of painful. The only reason why my eyes were closed is because you were smiling. I thought you had the case of the giggles, so then I was trying not to laugh, but I don't know. Then I saw you smiling too. I was like, oh God. Yeah, I was like, I'm about to get the case of the giggles. But thank you guys. Thank you guys. You're wonderful. Peace.